Will be some extra rewards for those of you who diligently study this final exam practice in your midterm. Just saying. Okay? Alright, so let's start with number 1. Number 1, they want you to rewrite that, to simplify it and rewrite it, okay, in a format where it's just x to the 1 exponent times y to the 1 exponent. Okay, this is not a multiple choice problem. This is a constructive response problem. Anytime you see a box, you're supposed to supply your own answer. This is part of the answer key. They're just telling you these are 4 different ways you could have written it and get the same answer and get it correct. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this first term here. How can I rewrite this? What's the cubed root of anything? It's what power? The cubed root is 1/3 power. So x to the 5th cube rooted is 5 over 3. What about the square root? Square root is x to the 1/2 power, but it's to the 7th power. It's 7 over 2. What about this y here? Okay, you want to put it down here and make it positive? Okay. All right, here we go. Now what can we do when we have 2 exponents of the same base that are being divided? They have the same base, they're being divided. What can we do with the exponents? Subtract them. So 5 over 3 minus 3 over 4 times y to the 7 over 2 minus 3. Okay? So 5/3 minus 3/4. If the common denominator would be out of 12, it's 20 minus 9, which is 11. 7 over 2, well, there's 2 ways to think about it. What's 7 divided by 2? 3.5. 3.5 minus 3 is a half. Or if you got the common denominator, 2 over 2, it's 7 over 2 times minus 3, 6 over 2, which is 1 over 2. So there you go. All right? Questions on number 1? There's always multiple ways of looking at it. Huh?
That was only version 1.
What do you mean version 1? No, we're not going over the midterm. We're going over the final exam practice. If you weren't here, I gave it to you. I put it on Schoology, but there's also copies back here by Pablo. Yep. Yeah? Yeah? I think it's the same. Yeah, it's an error. Yeah. Okay, so we did number 1. Let's look at number 3. Okay, 3 is kind of the same, you guys. 3 is kind of the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify the left and simplify the right. So the left side, how can I simplify this? Okay, they have the same base, so I could just subtract the exponents, right? Okay, and then the right side, the 8th root is 7 to the what? 1 over 8. Okay, if 7 to the this equals 7 to the that, doesn't that mean this equals that? So 3/4 minus x over 8 equals 1 over 8. This will be really easy to see if I have a common denominator, which is 8. So it's 6 over 8 minus x over 8 equals 1 over 8. So x must equal 5. That's right. Okay? Is that cool? All right. What happened to Damien? He just... Okay. Let's look at number 7. Oh, nobody asked this all day today. Number 7. Which of the following are equivalent to 256? Okay, to the x power. All right. How can I adjust? Ooh. There we go. Much better. Okay. What happens to these exponents here? Multiply them. So this is just 64 to the 4x. But what is 64? 64 is 8 squared. So it's 8 squared to the 4x, which is 8 to the 8x. Yeah? What is 256 anyway? 256 is what's the square root of 256? 16. So 256 to the x is 16 squared to the x, or 16 to the 2x. Yeah? Okay. Is this going to be the same? 64 is 16. Yeah, so this is not going to be the same, huh? Because 8 is 2 to the third power, so this is 24x. 6. Yeah, so this is not going to be. Not going to be. Okay, well, look at B.
Yeah.
We're good with B, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what about C? No, right? Because we need to be 16 to the 2x, not 8 to the 2x. What about 4 to the 4x? What is 4 to the 4th power? 4 times 4 times 4 times... Oh, 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 is... 256. So it's 256 to the x. What's 2 to the 8th? 2 times 2. Well, 2 to the 8th is 256? Okay, so we're good. So it's A, B, D, and E. Make sure you let me know when you just walk out. Sorry, B. No?
B, D, and E.
Oh, did I say A?
Yeah.
Oh, B, D, and E. Yes.
Wait a minute, so that one you just pretty much have to plug it, right?
Kind of. Yeah.
You have to do the math.
Yeah, you have to do the math for every. So the select all, most often you have to do the math for every single one and eliminate, so you can eliminate. Okay? Because usually if you find one, you could be like, oh, the other ones are wrong, but doesn't mean the other ones are wrong, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we did number 7. Now let's do number 8.
Yes.
Oh, this one's easy. No? Yeah. Okay, Jake's Car Depot charges $24 a day to rent a car and 18 cents per mile driven. Assume that Y represents the total daily cost to rent a car, X represents the number of miles driven. Which of the following can be used to calculate the total daily cost? What kind of equation is this? Linear. Okay, if I want to know how much I have to pay, how much do I have to pay? You have to pay $24 flat fee, and then what?
18
Times? Plus what? $18? 18 cents? Times every mile driven. You see that? Do you see how this is y equals mx plus b? Which one's the slope here? This is the rate or slope. What is this? The y-intercept, which represents the starting point when x equals 0, right? So when x equals 0, when I've driven 0 miles, I still have to pay $24, right? If I'm going to rent the car. Okay, so which one of these are the same as what I just wrote? C and D, because C, all you have to do, C is almost the same, it's just switch the order. D, all you have to do is what? Add 24 to both sides. Okay, or subtract 20, well, depends on which way you're looking at it. The other ones, the x's are in the wrong place. Okay? Alright, next, let's look at number 13, 14, and 15. Only because Santiago asked for 15, even though he picked it randomly off the top of his head. Okay, number 13. Tasha evaluated this function for x equals 7. The value of x is decreased by how much? What? If the value of x is decreased by 3, by how much is the value of the function decreased? This is an easy problem that's worded a little bit tricky. So you have to pay attention to the way it's worded. What are they saying? If the value of x is decreased by 3.
So you plug in x or subtract 7 by 3?
Yeah, what's x? Well, what is x? 7. If I decrease it by 3, then it's going to be 4. By how much is the value of the function decreased? So they want to know basically if I put in 7 and I put in 4, what's the difference? Right?
I get it.
Get it? So let's put in 7 first. F of 7 is 2 times 7 squared plus 4, which is 2 times 49 plus 4, which is 98 plus 4, which is 102. Yeah? F of 4, why 4 again? Because we took the value of x and we decreased it by 3. It's 2 times 3 squared plus 4, which is 2 times 9 plus 4. Oh, gracias. Which is 16. 2 times 16 is 32 plus 4 is 36. So by how much did the value of the function decrease? It's 102 minus 36, which is 66. So do you see how just because you plugged in 7 and you plugged in 4, if you don't understand that they're asking you to just subtract that, you will get the question wrong. Yeah? No partial credit. Okay? Don't forget, you're going to have to graph on this test, as in number 14. This is a good one. Okay, so here's the function. What's the parent graph, you guys? Absolute value of x. But what transformations took place? 2 to the left. What else?
And you flip it.
What? Why? Because there's a negative.
And it's going to cross the y, no, the x-axis.
X-axis. What's this all about? The 1.
The multiple.
No. Is this multiplying? What is that 1 doing? It's subtracting, or you could say it's adding to this negative. So this is actually a vertical shift, right? In fact, another way I could write this, we usually don't write it in this order. We usually put the function first. So it's really like this, plus 1. You see how it's just the other way?
Oh, so it's tricky.
It is tricky. Okay, now what else is tricky is, first let's graph the parent function. You know the absolute value of x has a slope of 1 over here and a slope of 1 over here. Okay, just because it looks like a V doesn't mean you did it right. You have to start at 0, 0 and go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay, you have to have these exact points. Okay, now, yeah, what should we do first? Let's do the flip. Okay, if we do the flip, just find another seat for today. Jennifer, can you go back? Because you were sitting there, right? All your stuff is there?
Yeah.
Can you go back?
And she's over there.
What are you working on? No, that's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. You're supposed to do that by last Friday. Okay, so if you flip that, what happens? It's down here, right? Okay, so we flipped it. Then what? Now we flipped it. Now we have to go 2 to the left and 1 up, right? So I'm going to just take my vertex and go 2 to the left and 1 up. So that one this way. This one goes 2 to the left and 1 up. This one goes 2 to the left and 1 up. And what do you know? It still has the same slope. Okay, and there we go. Okay? Yeah? Get out your packet. Questions on this? It's good? Okay. 15 and 21. Aha! I love this. Piecewise functions. Where's the transition point? X equals 1. So let's scale our graph, because I don't know if that represents 1 or 2 or 3. So we have the left side of the graph and the right side of the graph. Which one tells me which piece is the left side of the graph? The bottom. When x is less than 1, what do we have here? A line. What's the slope of that line? 1. What's the y-intercept? 4. So I go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And our slope is 1. Okay, but it goes all the way to here. Is that going to be an open circle or closed? Why? Because it's less than 1, right? Not equal to. So open circle. Okay. What about the other piece? It's still linear. What's the slope? -2. Where does it start? At 4, except that I can't exist there. My domain starts here. Okay, if I plug in 1, where should I be at 1? 4 minus 2 times 1 is 4 minus 2, which is 2. So at 1, x equals 1, we're going to be here, closed circle, and our slope is -2. So down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. And there we go. Okay? That's it. Can you do it if it was quadratic? Cubic? Absolute value? Good. You can graph a non-function. It wouldn't look like this though. It would just be called a relation. Okay. Number 21, yes. Yeah. Yeah. TIs can only graph a function at a time, although you could graph multiple functions on the same graph, on the same axes, set of axes. Okay, 21 is the last one, and then if you guys don't have any other questions, I will just let you guys practice. Okay, 21. Okay, two absolute value functions, f and g, are graphed. The graph of g is a translation of the graph of f. So wait a minute, which one's the original, f or g? F, and what is g? G is f after it's been translated. Alright. What's the difference between f and g?
In the X, it's vertical.
Has there been any flip? Oh, interesting. There's more than one way to see it, isn't there? Isn't it? There could be a there could be a horizontal flip, or there could be what? A horizontal shift. Huh? Oh, I didn't finish reading. Thank you. It says complete this equation, though. That's why they gave you this. They said g has to be f of x plus something. Now, the way they wrote it here, what transformation happened? Wait, is it vertical or horizontal? Horizontal, why? Because it's the box is inside the parentheses. So if we're talking about a horizontal shift, how much is our horizontal shift? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, is it 6 to the right? Did F move 6 to the right, or did G move 6 to the left? Or what happened? G is F after F has done what? Move 6 to the right. Okay, if we want to move 6 to the right, what do we put in the box? Thank you. So the answer is -6. Okay? How did I what? Oh, explain. So since G, I'll say, since G is a transformation on F, and it is clear that the only transformation that took place is a horizontal shift 6 units to the right, then my value in the box should be -6. Okay? Oh, here, this is what the answer key said. Replacing f of x with f of x plus k has the effect of shifting the graph of f of x to the left if k is positive and to the right if k is negative. Since the graph of g is the graph of x shifted by right 6 units, it follows that g of x equals f of x minus 6, and so the value for the box is -6.
There is no answer key.
Okay? Alright, do you guys have any other questions? Any other questions related to this packet? Number 12. Any questions related to your midterm?
Oh, yeah.
So the content same, like
Similar. I wouldn't say the same, but I think I put a lot of exponent problems because it was easy to press that button. There's just a lot available. Yeah. Okay, but it would be more commensurate with how the class, like the breakdown in the class. Okay. It was long. Okay, so what are they asking you to do? Plug in 5, plug in 12, -10, plug in -5, plug in -10. You have to multiply these, multiply those, and subtract them. So it's just going to be a lot of work. Number 12. So look, f of 5 is, I'm not going to do everything. So that's f of 5, right? Times f of -10, right? Minus f of -5 times, but they don't because this one's negative and this one's positive, or this one gets, anyway. Okay, and in the end, you do all the arithmetic and you get negative 780, long as you do PEMDAS in the right way. No, they don't cross out. Because look, this is 25, and this is 25, but then this is negative 10, and this is positive 10. Okay? All right. Any other questions on this packet? Huh? 19? And 20. Are you guys just saying numbers because you don't want to work? Okay, fine. 19 and 20. Yep.
-3.
Do it again. Suppose f, g, and h are these functions. Which of these composite functions are correct or composite? Okay, do you know how to do f of g of x? You put g inside of f, so f, it's going to be f of, whoops. Oh, it's going to be f of 3x to the 8th. And if you do f on it, well, what is f? 2x to the 4th. So then 2 times 3x to the 8th to the 4th, which is going to be 2 times 3 to the 4th times x to the 32nd. 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. 81 times 2 is 162. X, and that is not what they said, so this is wrong. You have to do that with all of them. Okay? Yeah. All right, number 20. Okay. Here's another. No, you're good? Oh, okay. So, él tiene una pregunta in the midterm. Una pregunta, lo siento. 20 in the midterm? Is that what you said?
Yes. Next semester you should teach your Spanish. Ready for long.
Okay, so is it the domain and range one? Oh, you guys know domain and range, right?
What's the domain? That's the input.
The input, the x. This one, no?
Number 7.
Okay. Identify the equation and asymptotes of the graph. Okay, first of all, what kind of graph is this? Parent graph. Reciprocal function or inverse function. Okay, did it get transformed at all?
Yeah.
What happened? It got, no. Shifted horizontally or vertically?
Horizontally.
Horizontally, how much?
By 1.
To the?
To the left.
So it's going to be x plus 1. So it's going to be b, right? And where's the asymptote? At x equals 0 and y equals negative, x equals negative 1 and y equals 0. So the answer is b. Okay? What's an asymptote? Who can tell Richard what an asymptote is? He was at Palisades, I guess, when we learned that, huh? Yes, Carla?
Where the line goes by, but they never touch. So like those lines on the side, like the X and yeah, like they don't touch.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. It's
I didn't even answer.
I thought.
Okay, good.
No.
That's everybody else answering.
We went over it last year.
Yeah, you guys went over it last year. Okay, look, this is an asymptote. Okay, here y equals 0 is an asymptote because look. Look at what's happening. Doesn't it look like this line is getting closer and closer to y equals 0?
Yeah, but it never touches.
But look, it gets closer and closer and closer. If I zoom in, it's super close. But there's always some space, and it starts getting closer and closer and closer. No, it doesn't. It goes on forever, and it always gets closer.
So imagine if they start going like at point.
Yeah, so it's 0.01 away, 0.001 away, 0.00001 away. It's like if I ask you, go between here and the wall, go halfway. You're halfway. Go halfway again. Go halfway again. Go halfway again. Will you ever get there? Because you're only going halfway. You never go the full way. Huh?
Is that not if you're not
You can always add a point if you want. 0.001. You get a microscope.
I said that's my C.
Okay,
Listen.
number
that's my
7.
C.
Yes.
What if it like if it had negative A value?
Carla, look at it from the side. Carla.
It would flip across the x-axis. Yeah, you would. Abraham, you walked in and it started getting loud. I don't know. It doesn't mean you can come and disturb my class. Watch. You see that, William? It flipped.
No, miss, how can you flip it diagonally?
No, I didn't flip it diagonally. This one flipped to here, and this one flips to there. That's a good question. I want you to figure it out.
Can you flip it through an equation?
Yes, you can. Yeah. You flip it across a line, other than the x-axis or y-axis.
Be a line.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Jesse. Oh, you guys, this one? I'm not saying it's easy. I just was making sure. The cost of an antivirus software package is $60 for the first year. It's just like that car rental problem. $10 for each annual renewal. The independent variable is the number of annual renewals. The dependent variable is the total amount paid. What is the slope in the y-intercept?
Y-intercept is 65.
Well, the y-intercept is the starting point. Where do we start out? $65 for the first year. And what's the slope?
10.
Each time you renew, $10.
So when you plug in 1,
I know that is a little. That's why I would take this problem off the final, because
Did you take it off the final?
for the first year.
when they say, well, no, as soon as you sign up though, you have to pay. You don't have to wait a full year.
That's true. That's a real lot.
But when it says for the first year, they don't mean like after one whole year. It's during the year.
Paid for that.
No, you would put 65 at x equals 0, because the first year. Yeah, it is. Are you in 11th grade, or are you only in 11th grade after you completed the whole 11th year? No, so you're still in 10th grade. You're a 10.3 grade or something. No.
10.5. Don't take it off, miss. I got those right.
So you're a 10.5 grader? No. 13 and 14? Okay, good one. Okay, so look at the way this is written, you guys, for number 13. 13. Okay, is G a transformation on F, or is F a transformation on G? G is F transformed. It got horizontally shifted by C and vertically shifted by K. So first let's look at the horizontal shift. It went to the right by 2. So what should my C be? Minus 2. Because if it went to the right 2, then it's minus 2. No. G is F after F got transformed. Okay? What about the plus K? It went up by how much? 4. So is K plus 4 or minus 4? Plus 4. So C is negative 2, K is plus 4. Okay, it seems so easy now, huh? Because you said positive 2, it's negative 2.
Then should I get half?
No, it's all or nothing.
Is there only 1 point? Like, what was it? Negative 2.
Yeah.
There's negative 2 in the positive.
If I usually say plus like that, that usually means that you got the full credit.
And it went to the right, like,
Okay, let's look at 14, guys, for your midterm. 14. 14, 14. 14. Dice aquí que for what value of a will the graph of y equals a times x squared minus 8 be wider? Okay, mira. First of all,
Any number bigger than 4.
whoa. What happens? What's the difference between this one and this one? The only difference is the value in front, right? Coefficient, nice. What happens? What does that coefficient do,
The
Jose?
slope.
It stretches it how?
oh,
Vertically. If I vertically stretch something, well, what is this thing? It's a parabola. If I vertically stretch a parabola, will that parabola get wider or skinnier? If I vertically stretch a parabola, it's gonna get skinnier. Okay? But I want it to be wider, so what do I do vertically? I have to
Compress it.
Okay? Okay, so that means I need to compress this. So to make this wider, I have to compress, vertically compress. Which means instead of 4, I have to.
1.
Okay, this is gonna stretch it, so it's gonna be skinnier. What about this? It's -4 is smaller, but the absolute value is the same, so it's just gonna flip. It's not gonna make it wider.
Now one gets
The absolute value
skinnier.
is bigger, so it's gonna get skinnier and flip, but it's not gonna be wider. So it's, oh, okay, so we can be fractional. Anything that's smaller than 4, it could have even been 3. Because 3x squared is gonna still be wider. It's gonna be stretched less, so
Get it?
it's wider. Oh, it's gonna be compressed compared to 4.
So if compressed makes it wider?
Compressed makes it vertically like, because I think
That's how easy like explain.
well, yeah, it makes it smaller little part, but then from a horizontal view, it makes it. Alright, you guys, no more questions?
Sorry.
You guys ready for this? Did I tell you to bring your calculators?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
for what?
Are we beginning the final?
17 is B. C is the domain, but they wanted a range.
Oh, 17 miss? I'll explain.
Okay, you guys,
I'll explain 17.
regarding calculators, you're gonna, didn't I tell you guys this? You need calculators for law of sines and cosines on the test. So bring your own calculator.
You're not gonna let us
I
borrow?
have about 12 calculators, but that's not enough for everybody. So if you have your own, or if your friend from a different period has their own, please borrow it. Okay?
You're quite right.
You can use a graphing calculator, but only on certain questions. If you guys have a scientific calculator, I would prefer that actually.
I had two.
Anyway. Okay, you guys, we have 10 minutes. I'm gonna just let you work. I'll roam around and answer questions you have. Okay?
I sat down in my seat. I was out. I was trying I'm gone.